Our anus is a useful thing indeed. The anus gives relief in time of need. We all have an anus, so no matter what you've heard, remember that anus is the proper word.
Stop tape for discussion.
Things look different, Miss Pengrino.
Things do look different, huh, Toddy?
There's just random shit laying everywhere right now, but Drew Carey, my Drew Carey doll, my official Drew Carey doll. That's right. You never know what you're gonna find in the media room. And speaking of which, welcome to the all new media room, Turbo Man. That's a good movie.
Do the wings come out on this?
Yeah, you gotta hit the thing there.
Ah.
Yeah, there you go. Didn't he turn on? I think he turns on. Hang on.
One of them does, because when I was wrapping him up, when I was wrapping him up to move, somebody kept talking.
Yeah. I don't know. Tell me his battery's already dead.
It must be the other one who talks.
No, they're both supposed to talk.
Batteries must be dead.
Great. The fun continues.
Let it go.
Anyway,
Anyways.
hello and welcome to an all-new episode of
Get
Real. And this is a very special Get Real because it is the first one in the all-new media room. We were just talking about it. It's a little echoey, so I don't know how it's going to sound on video. I'm interested to see how this will sound. I don't know.
Also, because we just moved in, pay no mind to the
Pardon our mess
not
is basically what
doneness
it.
behind
If you
us.
could see the floors right now, there's shit everywhere. We're trying to get everything put together.
Oh, it's beautiful.
This cabinet will be full eventually.
This will be organized.
We're actually
right.
combining shows here because this was from Get Real, or not
Played Out.
Played Out. Excuse me. That's right. We're on Get Real right now. This is from Played Out. That's one of our game shelves right there. So yeah, we're kind of combining forces here, but but you'll see more of the new house once we continue on with other Super Fuzz Productions here.
It's real now.
We're talking about Deadpool.
I told you, you're not welcome here.
Just give me one more drink and then I'll leave.
Hi, Peanut. I'm gonna need you to come with me right now.
Deadpool and Wolverine, Miss Pengrino.
Talking about that guy.
Talking about this guy right here. I'm wearing him on my head. I thought I'd wear Captain America just because of... Well, we don't want to spoil anything,
Yeah.
but there's things in this movie.
There's things.
But Deadpool and Wolverine, fine film. Miss Pengrino, do not yawn on my show!
Wake up!
What did you think of Deadpool and Wolverine?
I loved it.
Mm-hmm.
I loved it, but let's be real. I'm a huge Deadpool fan. I'm gonna love anything Deadpool is in because I'm also a huge Ryan Reynolds fan.
Yeah.
I'm gonna love it. I also like Hugh Jackman, so this movie for me was, right up my alley.
What's beautiful about Deadpool is that, this was like a long-standing dream of Ryan Reynolds to do the Deadpool movie. He got to do it, got to do 2 sequels, and even got to transition over to Disney. What a way to go with it. But no, you're absolutely right. Deadpool was amazing. Deadpool and Wolverine. It kind of went on a roller coaster.
A roller coaster?
That's right. Some trilogies work in different ways. Like the Star Wars trilogy, the original, you had A New Hope, which was really good. But then Empire Strikes Back was amazing. And Return of the Jedi is still really good, but not as good as
Mid.
Empire. But with like Deadpool was amazing. And then Deadpool 2 was kind of mid. And then Deadpool and Wolverine, you went out on the highest note possible. It was phenomenal.
Because I'm gonna be honest, this was probably my favorite Deadpool.
This was my favorite Deadpool, and this may be a controversial statement, but it may be one of my all-time favorite Marvel movies that's ever come out.
Yeah.
And that's challenging because last year I said the very same thing about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3.
That's true.
Because it was also one of the greatest Marvel films that have ever been made. Red Letter Media said it best on their review of Guardians of the Galaxy, the Volume 3, was that Guardians of the Galaxy doesn't even feel like Marvel. They feel like their own franchise.
They feel like their own thing.
It kind of feels weird when you see them in like Avengers movies or in other characters' movies because it's like, oh yeah, you're a part of this too. I forgot. They're just so good on their own that it's kind of hard to say this is a part of this franchise. And Deadpool's the same way. It's hard to say that he's a part of that X-Men universe or the Marvel Cinematic Universe because he is just his own entity. And whenever he does his own thing, that's where it's gold. And I don't think that he would work in like any other kind of group atmosphere except for working with Wolverine, the other oddball of Marvel, which is Wolverine. And of course Hugh Jackman's a good friend of Ryan Reynolds, so it just made sense to do so.
Hey Hugh, you want to play Wolverine one more time?
Yeah, sure, Ryan.
But no, I thoroughly enjoyed this movie. Thoroughly enjoyed it. You don't get much better than that. I mean, you can't top that. I hope they do not make a Deadpool 4. I really don't.
But like...
Or do. Don't do.
I don't know. Personally, I would... No matter how many Deadpools, I'm probably going to watch them all because I love Deadpool that much.
The joke can get stale, is the problem.
It can get stale. The joke definitely can get stale. And what we mean by joke is how he breaks fourth wall.
The fourth wall, the jokes.
Makes jokes about...
His own jokes, yeah.
Yeah, references to the past or his own life or blah, 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 different things like that. It could get boring for some, probably most. For me, no. I could watch it forever and ever and ever and ever.
Yeah, it just, you know, I love him and I love it too, but like it kind of reminds me of like a Sharknado. Like, you know, the first Sharknado was meant to be like more kind of like a serious horror movie. Well, I mean, as serious as that could get, a B movie, if you will, a B movie.
Okay.
And then they realized, oh, everyone loved it because it's so ridiculous. So let's make them as ridiculous as possible. And you know what? Let's do one every freaking year. And then they did that, and it got really old really fast because it's like, how many times is this going to keep happening? It doesn't make any sense. I kind of feel that way about Deadpool in the sense that Deadpool is a fantastic character. In the comic books, you know, him making the quips all the time is great. But like, if you were to do movie after movie after movie, that joke would eventually get stale.
Yeah.
For breaking the fourth wall. How many more jokes can you make about Marvel and Disney and all that? Like, this was great because it was prime, brand new real estate for Ryan Reynolds to make fun of because Deadpool is now part of Disney.
Suck it, Fox. We're in Disneyland. Get fucked.
Which is great.
It's insane that Deadpool, because we were prepping to watch this movie by watching the other Deadpools. They're on Disney Plus. That's where we watched them.
And you just don't. When you think Disney, you definitely don't think Deadpool.
No, I'm sorry, you don't. You barely think Marvel, but definitely not
Marvel. You
but
just
definitely
kind of
not
think of
Deadpool.
His own self.
Yeah.
Which, speaking of that being his own self, Mikkel, a friend of mine, made kind of a point. She didn't know if she was going to like this new movie because she feels like the whole point of Deadpool is he is his own entity. To team up with somebody is kind of weird besides the taxi driver. She was like, I don't want him to team up with anybody but the taxi driver.
Understood. But getting back to what we were saying, if you were going to pair him up with anybody,
Wolverine would be the pair.
Wolverine, who has consistently been dark, brooding character, and even was dark, brooding in this movie, but still
kind of doesn't put up with the shit.
It doesn't put up with Deadpool, which was great, and it was just so much fun. But yeah, like getting back, like I mean, the movie's amazing. Like, there's really no argument about this movie. Is that it's fantastic. If I had any complaints, I will say maybe it is time to pack in the jokes because the joke of him, you know, constantly breaking the fourth wall and then constantly making mention. What was it? I was saying something. What was it? I was saying that the thing that got on to me the most. It's like, okay, we get it a little bit with the whole, oh, it's the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Oh, I'm going to the Cinematic Universe. It kind of takes you out of that reality because, you know, in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as ridiculous as it can be, you can kind of put in your head like this is what's really happening in the world.
Right. Okay.
But like when you keep breaking the fourth wall and saying, Marvel's, it's like, okay, let's rein it in a little bit because he kept going and going and going with it, and eventually it just, you know, it was falling flat. But like they knew when to stop. And that's why I'm saying, please, Disney, don't make any more Deadpool movies. Please just stop at this point because we've done it. We've done everything.
You've done what you needed to do.
You've done everything that you gave Deadpool an arc. He didn't really have an arc too much over the last 8 years, but he got an arc at the end, you know?
I had one problem with this movie.
Yeah?
All the Deadpools regenerate except for Nice Pool.
I had no problem with that. I thought that was amazing.
But it makes no sense for him
well,
to not regenerate.
You just kind of spoiler alert. There is a spoiler. There are other Deadpools in other universes.
Yeah.
One of them is called Nice Pool, and it's basically just Ryan Reynolds in the suit without the mask
and
long hair. He's super sweet and super nice.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah,
keep the short hair.
He's super nice, super sweet, and that drives real Deadpool crazy. And there's a scene where there's a shootout, and he thinks that he can use him as a human shield because he'll just regenerate. Turns out he doesn't regenerate because he's actually human. So
how long does it take for you to regenerate? Regenerate?
Yeah.
Oh well, so that's a very funny scene in the movie. Where he's
but that bothered me. Why would there only be one universe in which he doesn't regenerate?
He's like he was supposed to. He was defending me. No, you murdered him. That was the best part when Wolverine. No, you murdered him. That was great.
Also, things I did like. Loved.
What's it didn't like? Yeah, I mean, there's so much to talk about. We could do an entire episode about the things we like.
Well, I really, really liked.
Spoilers?
Who's at one of the pools?
Who's one of the pools? Okay, yes, go ahead.
Surprise, motherfucker.
His daughter gets to play like a little girl pool.
A little baby pool.
A little baby pool.
It's
Not like
adorable.
baby because there's like an actual baby pool, but like toddler pool, if you will.
And you said that rumor has it that Blake Lively was doing the voice of the Lady Deadpool.
So there were two rumors. There was two rumors of either one, Blake Lively being Lady Pool, or two, Taylor Swift being Lady Pool.
I could see either one.
Because
I would see more Blake Lively though.
I could see more Blake Lively too, but
what?
But Blake and Taylor, aren't they pretty good friends?
I think they are. I think they are.
So
or you just wish that they were.
No, I'm pretty sure I've seen them in like pictures and all these things. So, but I would like to know who Lady Pool is.
Yes.
I'm curious to know that. Although, it'd be kind of weird in the sense that it was Blake. Because it's like a remake of Ryan. So, that would be weird.
It'd be weird. But
a little weird.
It's interesting though. But no, yeah, I loved that. I loved all the Deadpools and the fact that they just get slaughtered by the real Deadpool and Wolverine because they were no match really, and yeah,
in the weirdest ways too.
Yeah,
it's just.
And I just and the storyline was great. Another one of my big issues, and apparently this is not an issue with anybody else because, I see their point because the way that Wolverine's arc ended in Logan, it was a very like poetic, beautiful thing to how to end his character, how to end his character in the X-Men universe. But I still thought there should have been a way that he was like resurrected. What they did, again, spoiler alert. We're not going to do many spoilers, but this is another one. Spoiler alert. They can't resurrect Wolverine. He is dead. He is so dead. In fact, he's so dead, spoiler, that at the beginning of the movie, Deadpool uses his corpse as a weapon, and it's hilarious.
It is awfully hilarious.
It's great. So he has to go to a different universe and find a different Wolverine. He goes through all these different universes to find the right Wolverine, to find the perfect Wolverine, and he finally comes upon one who's basically ruined his entire life. He's down on his luck.
Nothing better to live for.
Nothing to live for, so he brings that Wolverine in, and obviously that Wolverine's very hostile. So
most Wolverines are.
Well, yeah, but I feel like Logan wouldn't have been so hostile, but I don't know, maybe...
He was. Deadpool's tried to talk to him before, and he...
No, he didn't.
Or was it...
That was...
Charles.
You were thinking of X-Men First Class when he was rounding up the X-Men and he told him to
go and fuck off.
He told him to fuck off, right? Was that what it was? Yeah, he told him to fuck off. That's what he said.
Him and Magneto.
Excuse me, I'm Eric Lensher.
Charles Xavier.
Go fuck yourself.
But yeah, I was kind of bummed that we didn't like resurrect Logan.
Yeah.
At the same time, I get it because you don't want... Because if you resurrected Logan...
would have ruined his sacrifice.
Ruined that, and then like just like cheaply brought back Wolverine for a cash grab.
Yeah.
In this way, you're honoring that character still by bringing him in. So I guess I can see both ways, but like, there's a part of me that still hurt that it wasn't the real
Logan.
the real Wolverine that came back to life.
Speaking of cameos, there was a lot.
Well, we don't want to spoil too much.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
In general, there's a lot. One that made me laugh because you think it's going to be, the person, you think it's going to be said person. Well, it's definitely the cameo person, but not in the state of which you think.
That's a little hint,
in,
and that's as far as we're going with it.
Which just makes me laugh.
That was great.
The end scene credit clip too that goes with that.
Yeah. Stay until the end. Stay until the post credits.
Yes.
You won't be sorry. There is one other thing that irritated me though, and it's how these movies are now. I mean, you can't really get away from it because that's basically what the Marvel Cinematic Universe is based on now, and what I guess all these Marvel universes are is this constant need to like dimension hop. Universe hop, like everything now.
Universe hop.
Everything now relies on moving to different timelines, to different universes, so that you can combine all these people. Which I get, and I get that that's a great way to do things. And obviously, this could be Deadpool's entry into the cinematic universe. We get that, but it's like this whole movie relied 100% on that. It was just like how Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, that relied solely on that, and then Spider-Man No Way From Home relied solely on that. It is a great tool. It's something that's really fun, but not every movie has to do that. And so again, this whole movie was based on time hopping, or not. That's time travel, but universe hopping. Going from universe to universe when you don't really have to do that.
No,
you don't. You can just. But I mean, I get for this particular storyline, you had to do it. But again,
I'm gonna say it worked.
It worked great. I just felt like
we could cut that.
It's a little much. So maybe let's take a break from the multiverse.
But we won't.
It's kind of like how on this show, there's a running joke that I continuously do, and every so often I just like to give it a little break.
Yeah, and then you bring it right back.
And I bring it right back.
You're done.
One more pet peeve I do have is the person we meet in the void. Who they're related to. I don't want to spoil, but I need to explain.
Okay.
So mild spoiler: one of the people they meet in the void is Charles Xavier's sister, and she's bald.
Exactly, because he didn't. Yes, you're right. You're right. I know where you're going.
Here's the thing: he was not bald originally. He had hair. He had a full, luscious head of hair. It wasn't until he got older and they went through trauma and stuff to lose.
No, he lost his hair thanks to Apocalypse.
Yes.
He was having that mind meld with Apocalypse. That's Star Trek, but you know what I'm saying. That mind meld with Apocalypse. And it destroyed, it almost destroyed him, and it tore his hair all off.
So she should still have hair.
She should still have, but you know why they did it.
So that you knew who she was related to, and I get it.
Exactly.
But it makes it seem like they were born that way, and they weren't.
Baby, they weren't born that way.
What was her trauma to make her bald? Because she shouldn't have been bald.
She shouldn't have been bald. No, it doesn't.
That bothered me. That really bothered me.
You're absolutely right. I said that to myself in the theater. I was why is she bald?
Why is she bald?
It doesn't make any sense.
It's not necessary.
Because she's Xavier's sister.
Yeah. Not saying she didn't look good bald.
Hey,
not saying a woman can't be bald and rocket.
It just doesn't make sense in the context of the story. Unless she just wanted to be bald, but she hated Charles, so why would she want to look like Charles? She wouldn't do that. So it didn't make a whole lot of sense. You're right.
Did not make sense to me because he had a reason he became bald, but he was not bald originally.
Make it so.
An unmitigated disaster.
So, Ms. Pengrino, would you recommend Deadpool and Wolverine?
Absolutely, I would. With a disclaimer of this is not a children's Marvel movie.
If you haven't figured that out yet in 8 years, I don't know what to do for you.
Well, there are some people who went and saw Deadpool and were blasphemized.
No, that's not a children thing. As these weirdos who've not apparently ever paid any attention to Deadpool, the character, and got all bent out of shape because he referred to himself as Marvel Jesus.
It is disgusting. What? It is so against the Lord. They are blaspheming our creator, and you should not see it.
And it's like, that's blasphemous
But,
against
like,
Jesus. I'm
not-
like, have you seen these movies?
But not just that. Deadpool is very over-sexualized. He makes very dark humor
In the
jokes.
first movie, he gets, I'm not going to say because we might get in trouble on YouTube, but backdoor.
Yeah, he gets shot. Well, that...
No, don't say the words. Don't say it, but he gets, they do sexual stuff backdoor.
They do, but I'm saying he gets shot there, too.
Yeah, he does. Lots of butt stuff.
Lots of butt stuff.
Butt stuff!
Why I like to be nude.
That's Deadpool.
It's R-rated.
It's definitely R-rated.
Just because
okay?
Disney is doing it now does not mean they change the way he does things. It's
no,
still
and they're
very much
not gonna
R-rated.
change the way he does things because it's Deadpool.
It's Deadpool.
That's
the whole
how
character.
he functions.
The whole character is vulgar.
Yes, that's what makes him so great. Or
Make
one of
peace
the
with
things
it.
that makes him great.
Make peace
so,
with it.
Knowing that, going forward with that, if you're okay with that, it is absolutely perfectly amazing movie.
I highly recommend it as well. You know, if it's not the greatest Marvel movie that's ever been made, it's definitely in the top 3. I'm not even going to say top 5. Don't ask me what the other 2 would be. I just believe that it is a very good, very, very good film. And, you know, don't take the kids, but please go see it because Marvel's been on a low streak here recently. Their movies have been kind of mid, if not, other than Guardians of the Galaxy 3. They've all been kind of meh. But this one really kind of breaks it out of its stupor, and so it's definitely worth seeing. So, Deadpool and Wolverine.
Go see it. Please, it's funny.
Or don't.
I mean, I suppose you don't have to.
Well, Mr. Pengrino, that's Deadpool 3. And you know, this movie really proves something to me, that even the third film in a franchise can be really, really great. Can you hand me the DVD? Just pick there. We have it here. It's the blue.